Once upon a time, in the quiet corners of a little English village, a young orphan named Sophie lay awake in bed, gazing out at the dark, empty streets below. It was the witching hour, a time when the world was still and mysterious things were rumored to happen. One such mysterious event was about to change Sophie's life forever. One night, as Sophie peered out her window, she saw an enormous shadow creeping through the streets. It wasn't like any shadow she had ever seen. It was alive. She watched wide-eyed as the figure stretched out an enormous hand and picked her up from her room, carrying her away into the night. Sophie was scared, but curiosity kept her from screaming. She found herself whisked off to a faraway land, a place where no human had ever been before. This was Giant Country. Her captor, the massive figure who had taken her, wasn't just any giant. He was the Big Friendly Giant, or BFG as he preferred to be called. Despite his intimidating size, the BFG had a warm heart and a gentle soul. Unlike other giants who feasted on humans, the BFG was kind and only ate a strange vegetable called snozzcumbers. He spent his nights capturing dreams and blowing them into the rooms of sleeping children, bringing magic to their slumber. Sophie quickly discovered she had nothing to fear from the BFG. However, Giant Country was not a safe place for a little girl like Sophie. The other giants were much larger, much meaner, and they had a taste for human beings. Giants like Fleshlumpeater, Bone Cruncher, and Bloodbottler towered over the BFG, bullying him and taunting him for his kindness. They wanted nothing more than to discover the taste of Sophie herself, and the BFG had to use all his wits to keep her hidden and safe. As the days went on, Sophie and the BFG became close friends. She marveled at his secret collection of dreams, each stored in a delicate glass jar and glowing with colors she had never seen before. Sophie shared her loneliness and longings with the BFG, and he told her of the nightmares he bottled up to keep the world safe. But when Sophie saw the terrible things the other giants did, rampaging across the world and snatching people from their beds, she knew they had to stop them. The BFG, though afraid of the other giants, couldn't bear to see his friend hurt or his beloved humans harmed. Together, they devised a daring plan that would take them all the way to Buckingham Palace. With Sophie's help, the BFG crafted a special dream, a warning that would be delivered to none other than Queen of England herself. It was a wild plan, one that could only work if the Queen believed them. Sophie was nervous, but the BFG encouraged her, reminding her that sometimes the smallest of creatures could make the biggest difference. At the palace, after many twists and turns, Sophie and the BFG succeeded in convincing the Queen of the danger posed by the giants. With the Queen's support, they launched a grand and daring plan. The Queen's soldiers, with the help of Sophie and the BFG, ventured into Giant Country to capture the terrible giants and end their terrifying raids on humanity once and for all. In the end, the wicked giants were defeated and left stranded on a desolate island far away from any humans. Peace returned to the land, and Sophie was given a new home, surrounded by love and friendship. The BFG, once lonely in a world of terrifying giants, continued his magical work of dream catching, knowing he had a true friend for life in Sophie. And so, in a tale as magical as a dream, Sophie and the BFG proved that even the smallest, kindest souls could take on giants and save the world.